let's talk about Guthrie Govan today. Now, the man is an absolute genius on guitar. If you don't know who Guthrie Govan is, then have you been hiding under a rock or something? Seriously, go and check him out, because he's the most kind of mind-blowing guitar player from the last like 20-30 years. Just incredible skills on another level. He's the guy that guitar heroes basically gravitate to, and they're like, we're not worthy, we're not worthy. If God needed guitar lessons, Guthrie's the guy that God would be calling. Now, Guthrie's obviously done an incredible body of work. He works with Hans Zimmer, he's done soundtracks, he's worked on his own albums, his own bands, etc, etc. Now, did you know that Guthrie played a big part in who I became as a guitar player? I bet you didn't. It's not something which I have shared a lot on my channel. I've kind of touched on it just once in an old video, and I'm going to be sharing that video, or part of it, a little bit later on this video, so that you can check it out. But Guthrie, I've got to give him a huge acknowledgement and thanks for actually influencing my playing in a very specific way. Now, a little bit of background. Some of you have noticed that I'm actually Indian. And I'm very proud of that fact. And one of the aspects of my playing and my writing is that I bring that Indian influence into what I write and how I play, and the sounds that I create and the licks that I play as well. I like that exotic sound. Many years ago, I was on YouTube and checking out some videos, and I stumbled across a video which Guthrie had done, and it was a lesson video where he was showing how he plays Indian sounding licks. And it was a slip slidey lick which I actually incorporate into my playing. I actually did a variation on what he did, but it was basically based on what he was teaching. And it became such an enormous part of my playing. This was part of his genius. You know, I didn't learn it from Ravi Shankar, I didn't learn it from Anushka Shankar, I didn't learn it from listening to any other Indian guitar players, although I was checking out guitar players who were showing Carnatic style playing, which is slightly different from what I do. But Guthrie was the guy. He showed this specific technique and this lick, and it was just like, that's it. And I'm going to share it with you right now. This is what I mean. Now, I do that in my playing all the time. I use that scale and I use that lick and that slip slidey thing whenever I want to sound Indian. And I'm really proud of it. I really love the sound of it, the feel of it, how it plays, how it fits into music, and it's just a little tilt away. Now, I was actually discovering all of these things when I was listening to guys like Warren DeMartini back in the early 90s, late 80s. You know, there were little hints of it, kind of just peppered over little bits and pieces, but actually getting to grips with how to actually translate it and express it in my own playing, that was all down to Guthrie, and it was down to that one lesson. I'm going to share that lesson with you today. So I'm going to share an old video which I did, and I'd started a series called Masala Guitar, where I was teaching how to play in that Indian style, because it was such a big part of my playing. I wanted to share it with all of my audience as well, all of you guys, so that you guys could understand where my playing came from, and also if you wanted to, you could incorporate it into your playing. This is what spiced up my playing. You know, Guthrie taught me to spice up my playing with this technique and this lick. So I'm going to share the lesson with you, which I did a couple of years ago. You'll notice that it's a little bit different because my beard is shorter. Yep, you know it's a couple years ago because, hey, look at it now, it's kind of long, right? Anyways, enjoy it. There is some tab on the screen, and if you want to check out the rest of the Masala Guitar lessons, then you can do so. I have created a playlist so that you guys can go and check that out as well, which I will link somewhere up. Where is it? Here? In one of those two corners. Have a great day, and I would love to know which guitar player and which technique, which lick actually changed the course of your playing, which influenced it so much. So leave a comment and let me know. In the meantime, here's the lesson. Enjoy it. I love playing like this. I still play like this. Hey, look, I'm even holding my Chapman Hanuman guitar, which was influenced by Indian culture. Yeah. Have a great day, guys and girls, and I'll see you really soon with another video. In the meantime, here's the full lesson. Let's go. Yay! I'm excited to show you this stuff because it's such an integral part of my playing, and I love playing this stuff, adding little bits of it into my playing, you know, just the essence of it. Anyways, like a lot of guitar players, my playing is very much kind of rooted in the minor pentatonic and the box number 1 that we all know and love. So it's kind of based around that, and that's usually my pin in the map. That's my common point to go to if I get lost. So I know how to kind of change this scale up just a little bit in order to give me different sounds and essences. And one of the things I love to do is make it a melodic minor sounding scale rather than just the usual pentatonic. And it allows me to actually flick between the two, so you know I can start playing in just a regular kind of blues thing and then go into the melodic minor sound a little bit, kind of get those slightly Indian sounds in there and then switch back, etc, etc. Makes playing really interesting and makes the solos really interesting and stuff. So the difference between the two scales is that rather than playing a minor third, I'm playing a major third. And what I mean by that is our scale is actually made up of the first note, third note, fourth note, fifth, seventh, and then our octave. Now this third that I'm playing, which is on the 15th fret of the low E string, is a minor third. Or if I play the full scale, has a kind of sad kind of sound, right? Melancholy sound. And that's what the minor third does. Now if I change this note on the 15th fret of the low E string to the 16th fret, I'm playing a major third. Now I usually don't play up here because I kind of find it awkward to stretch over. So I just play the 11th fret of the A string, which is the same note as the 16 on the E string. So now my scale, if I just play the pentatonic version, it's going to change to this. So it's a little bit happier. Now if I fill in the gaps and play the full melodic minor scale, then we get this. Which is so cool because it actually incorporates both kind of major sounds and minor sounds. So the happy sounds and the slightly kind of melancholy sad sounds. Now this differentiates it from the Mixolydian scale, which a lot of people think I'm playing a lot of the time, but I'm not. And the difference is that the Mixolydian scale has a major sixth in it as well. So if I play the melodic minor just in this upper registry here, has a particular sound. Now the sixth note that I'm playing, which is here at the 13th fret of the B string, is the same note that I play in the regular minor scale. So if I play a regular minor, but because I'm changing it over to my major third, you have that switch over point. Now, Mixolydian actually uses a major sixth. So instead of playing the 13th fret of the B string, I'd play the 14th fret. So it's going to change it subtly again. So it'll be like this. So like I said, the essence of it changes very subtly, but because it's this major sixth, it's quite a happy sounding thing, whereas when I play the minor sixth here for the melodic minor, it has a slightly sadder feel to it. So, melodic minor. Imprint that in your mind. Imprint that in your mind. That's Indian.
Inspiring? Of course it's inspiring. Because it's Indian!
Yeah. Alrighty, so the lick that I played was like this. I'm going to show you the essence of it and then walk you through it. So this is something I learned from watching Guthrie Govan do a little lesson many moons ago, and it kind of became part of my playing. So this is the lick here. Shall I slow it down for you? Alrighty, so essentially what I'm doing is this. So it's actually quite a structurally simple lick. I'm just playing 2 notes per string, but the tricky part of it is I'm sliding into notes and out of notes very quickly. And that makes it tricky to do, the accuracy of the slides in and out. But I'm going to walk you through it slowly. So the first thing I'm going to do is on the high E string, and the 2 notes that I'm going to play on the high E are the 16 and the 12. So what I'm going to do is pick up the 16 first, then I'm going to pick up the 12 and immediately slide over to the 16. Now this is where you get that kind of slurring kind of sound. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide back to the 12 and pick the 12. So it'd be like this. And that's the move that I'm making. Then what I do is I go to the next string and just do the first note of the next string. And in this case it's the 15th fret of the B string. So when I add that in, we get that. Then what I'm going to do is this. So this time I'm picking up the 12th fret of the B string, sliding over to the 15, and when I pick it again, and then coming back to the 12. And then I'm ending by coming to the 14th fret of the G string. Then I can do the same thing over on the G string, and the 2 notes will be the 14 and the 13. Now this is a very quick slide over. It's a very short slide as well. So often what I do is this. So I do a bend or a pre-bend. So one of the 2 of those. So rather than doing the slide, which you can do, sometimes I just substitute the bend. And I end that phrase by coming up to the 14 on the D string. Now on the D string, I'm going to pick up the 12, then pick it again and slide to the 14, and then back to 12. And end by coming over to the 14 on the A string. Then on the A string, I'm going to pick up the 14, then pick up the 12, slide over to the 14, slide back to the 12, and then I end by coming to the 11th fret of the A string. And what I do now is do a half step bend on the 11th fret of the A string, bring it back down, and then come to my root note, which is the 12th fret of the low E string. So when I add that together slowly, we get this. And often right at the end there I do this. Just because I like to. So you have all of those slides, and as you speed them up, it actually turns into something which is very, very, very fluid. And then I can fill in gaps, play other notes in between and things like that. So there you go, guys. A cool little masala lick for you. Yeah! So use it in your playing. Enjoy. Alright guys, have a great day. Remember to sub to the channel if you liked this video and give it a thumbs up as well. Ping! It helps a great deal. So thank you so much. And I shall see you again soon for another video.